Hello, good morning. Hello, Dr. Okomoye. How are you?
Hi, Afsana. Good morning. I'm doing good, as you can see. How you
Good,
doing?
good, good. I'm okay. Right, I think I need to do this. Hold on. We need to give Dr. Okomoye a clap because something important has happened.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you, thank you.
Congratulations on your promotion. Okay, tell me about your doctorate. You have to tell us.
Okay, so I've been doing something on the side all these years, which is digital marketing, and it's been over 8 years since I've been, practicing as a digital marketer. So recently, I got an honorary doctorate for digital marketing, an event I held at Oriental Hotels in Lagos. It was fantastic, and big ups to the convener, which is international. I can't remember the name. I think International Award something 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 from all the way from the USA. So it's fantastic, and I'm sincerely grateful for the opportunity. Yes.
Oh, lots of claps. We do a lot of clapping. Right. Okay. Right. So this is very timely that Emmanuel has his doctorate because our life today is all about PhDs. So how cool is that? Right. So tell me, were just saying just before we came on live that Nigerians, they're feeling the heat with regards to taxes and money and things like that. That sounds very familiar to the UK. So
Yeah.
why do you feel that nowadays Nigerians want to, we could say Japa, but why would they like to move to the UK, for example?
Okay, so a lot of things have been happening, and just recently, there's a lot of speculations as regards the new tax law. It's going to be put properly in place come 2026, where all business owners will be required to pay 25% of their personal income as tax. So this is quite strange because we're in a society where we used to not pay personal income tax. We pay VAT and other form of tax, but not the one where the government has to particularly debit your account, by themselves. So it's quite overwhelming for a lot of people. There'll be conversations here and there, and we're just hopeful. Let's see how it unfolds come 2026. But trust me, these are some of the reasons why a lot of people are looking for, better greener pastures out there, either via study routes or what have you. Yeah. So it's it's
Through
it's
the
it's quite
research route.
still. Yeah, it is.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so let's just crack on. So, DMU, for those of you who don't know, it stands for De Montfort University. It's based in Leicester City in the United Kingdom. So, yeah, why would you choose De Montfort University? Number one, UK Bright Education. We are a direct partner for De Montfort University. I'd be more than happy to help you. And with my friend Emmanuel, we are here to help you to get that PhD admission. Right. Do you have any links or any ties with Leicester at all, Emmanuel?
Not really, aside for you. You're my direct plug when it comes to Leicester, most especially as it concerns the Montfort University, DMU. And in fact, when I got the info that they'll be open for April intake, I said, I think this is the best time to have this conversation with Afsana so you could give us more insights, considering the fact that you're in the UK yourself and I'm currently in Nigeria. I think with that sync or with that collaboration, we can be able to guide prospective students who are looking at pursuing a master's by research program at Leicester in DMU. So you are my plug. Yeah.
We're each other's plug. With teamwork makes the dream work. That's the whole point. That's the whole
Yes,
point.
it is.
Right.
Yes, it
So
is.
basically, De Montfort University, my friends, as you can imagine, we're not in London. So in terms of cost of living, it is reasonable. We're not going to say cheaper. It is reasonable in comparison to London. It's like saying me living in Lagos as opposed to Kaduna. There must be a huge difference in living cost. Would you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. So when you compare, if you want to do such a comparison, UK
Yeah.
to Nigeria, you would say London, it's like Lagos, where
Yeah.
there's quite an increase in what they call it, accommodation, in transportation, in feeding. So Leicester cannot be compared to London, and I think that is why it makes it a very comfortable selection or a suitable option for students who are looking for um, schools with less expenses that overs around some of these factors I've listed. So yes, you're quite correct with that. Yeah.
Brilliant. So there you go. So cost of living is a bit more reasonable in comparison to other cities. We're a direct partner, so it's just like 5 minutes drive for me. So I am in communication with the PG office, the postgraduate research team, pretty much every week, every couple of days. So we do have that hot link. So one thing which I must add, Emmanuel, please correct me if I'm wrong. De Montfort University supervisors, they're super, super helpful. They do actually give feedback on the research proposal after you've submitted. Do you know any universities that do that
Let's see. I do not want
in your
to begin to
experience?
advertise other universities,
Oh.
so I'm going to be careful.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
sure,
careful.
sure.
But I've had an experience at Swansea University where I got the opportunity to, have a conversation with a prospective supervisor, even off her working hours. So we spoke online.
Oh,
She told me
bless.
how super interested she is with the research proposal. So I think there are a
It
few persons
depends.
here
It
and there.
depends.
It depends. Yeah, but I do not want to totally say that you can get such, such an opportunity like you would get at DMU, because DMU supervisors are quite up there. No, no jokes. So we're not going to put that comparison in place. So you're
Okay,
absolutely
I
right
take
with
it
that.
back. I didn't want to make you feel awkward. That's okay. Awkward
Yeah.
moment, right? Okay. So basically, my friends, how do supervisor at Montfort University work? As you know, my friends, it's the same all around the world. University is open right now, so all our academics are very super busy teaching. Okay, they're in their teaching mode right now, and then you've got Christmas holidays coming up. So Emmanuel and I, we decided that no, we need to do something in advance before Christmas for the April intake. January, their deadline is 1st of November, so we can't help you with January. But Emmanuel said, no, let's focus on April because their deadline is Feb, but don't wait till Feb because there's a whole long procedure before that Feb deadline.
Yeah,
And De
that's
Montfort University, like you said, for Swansea, for example, the supervisors, they are there to help students because at the end of the day, if there's a match, then everybody can work smoothly.
yeah.
If there's no alignment, it's a rejection, total rejection, or it's a recipe for disaster, which nobody wants.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's
Right.
super correct. I also want to add, a lot of people reach out to us consultants and they make it clear that they are looking out for an MRS program in the
Yeah.
UK, and most of them are tilted towards January intake. It's very important they understand that there's a timeline for this entire process.
Even
A
before.
timeline,
Yeah.
there's a timeline for you to secure a supervisor, a timeline for you to put out your application, a timeline to get the class and all that. So if you consider the timeline in place, it's very important you ensure that you pursue programs that gives you at least 3 to 4 months, period per your application time. And that is why I believe that DMU is just one of the perfect choices for those who are still considering MRS, for their master's program. So I just thought it wise to, put that in so people can
No,
understand why
thank
it's
you.
important to, leverage on this time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, moving on to entry requirements, there's two pathways where you can go for the PhD. Number one is if you have a bachelor's second class upper minimum, then you are qualified and you're academically able to apply for a PhD. The other alternative is that if you've done a master's, relevant master's, then again you qualify to study for a PhD. So those are the two routes. Okay.
Yeah. Other requirements to put out an application also, if you are coming from Nigeria or West Africa, it's also important you have your WAEC on the
Oh
application
yes.
requirement. Also provide a CV, a detailed CV that showcases your educational background, your research proposals, typically an academic CV, also showcases your educational summary. And I think it's very important they also provide references. An academic reference would do, so you can get an academic reference. It could be from your HOD, your previous lecturers, anybody within the academic sphere from where you had studied before. And you can also add a professional reference, which can be from your previous workplace or an organization you've worked with over time. And lastly, and very importantly, Afsana, we have to tell them the need for a research proposal. So your research proposal should be properly put together. This is you basically, giving insight into what you intend to pursue for study if you're giving that admission. Okay, and when putting out your research proposal, do well to go look up this university's website, look at some of the research topics or some of the research projects that are being focused on within that department and that for that intake. So you want to look at the supervisors. There's always a list of supervisors for every university. Look them up, check what exactly they are interested in, what they're currently working on, and come up with ideas within that sphere. What do you think, Afsana?
No, for sure, 100%. What I've done while you're talking, Emmanuel, is I've actually put in the link for the research proposal guide. It's in the public domain. You can Google it and find it up for yourself. But the
Beautiful.
whole point is that you have to follow and align with the school's research proposal structure. So if they've given one, that basically is a strong indication that you should use their structure. Again, even after submission, Emmanuel, supervisor said you might need to tweak this, you need to increase your literature review, you might need to expand your methodology, or maybe your timeline is too ambitious. But they've given you a guidance so that you can follow that. At the end of the day, Emmanuel, you and I know nobody's research proposal is perfect first time round, but that's why we're both here to guide you. That's why he's here and I'm here to guide you through the process so we can make it as smooth as possible. Right, before we carry on, could you tell everybody where you're based or where your bases are in
Okay,
Nigeria?
so I'm representing Remote Consulting Global. My name is Dr. Emmanuel, and you can easily reach out to us in these locations: 17 Elizabeth Road, Asokoro, Abuja, or you can also meet us at 22 Kanta Road, Kaduna, opposite ShopRite. Unfortunately, we don't have an office in Lagos, but we have a virtual office. If you want to reach out to us, our team can always arrange a meeting. Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Abuja
and
and
also
Kaduna.
they can also look us up on the internet on Instagram at remote.assist, just as it's written on my name, remote.assist. You can check us up on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and we have presence in the entire social platforms. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. So I've just mentioned where he's based, but his phone number and his email address and mine as well, both of ours, is actually in the caption. So feel free to contact any of us because we're here to help you to avoid stress. That's the whole point. Okay, right. So the next bit, we've talked about entry requirements. You've talked a little bit about timelines. Let me tell you the deadlines. So first of all, number one, I'm going to write this in the comments while I'm talking. Sorry, I'm a teacher, Emmanuel. That's what I do all the time. I always write notes. I don't know if
It's
you've noticed.
beautiful. Yeah, I like the way you multitask, how you're able to do this thing.
I
It's good.
have to. I'm a teacher. I do that all the time. So basically, the next intake, my friends, is April intake. Okay, January. Unfortunately, it's a bit too late for us.
Yes,
But
it is.
April, yeah, April is the next intake, and their deadline is 1st of Feb. But as Emmanuel has said, do not wait till then because it takes time. After that, the next deadline is 26th of October 26 intake. Their deadline is August 2026. Okay, so be prepared for this. In terms of process times, I don't know if you want to compare with other universities, but De Montfort University's minimum process time is 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Okay, so let me write this down. So to get the offer letter, admission process time is minimum 4 weeks. But we have a big problem in the middle between now and Feb. What do you think is that problem, Emmanuel? We have
If
a delay in the middle, which is not really our fault. Do you know what
I
it
think
is?
that would be sourcing for supervisor. Am I correct?
Yes, but the fact is we have Christmas in the middle, and all universities all around the UK, they
There's
don't
not
have
going to
one
take
or 2 weeks.
holidays. Yeah, that's true.
They don't have 2 weeks off like us, like schools. They actually have a bit longer than us. And please, I beg, I'm requesting, don't expect supervisors to check their inbox
Where
during the
did you learn
holidays.
that from?
Okay, let's put it this way. 95% of my students, I'm very proud to say this, alhamdulillah, that 95% of my students are from Nigeria. Oh, shall I tell you my elevator pitch? I need to say this to you. Hold on a second.
Sorry
I'm just
about that,
checking.
Afsana. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get some water. Do you want to say some bits and I'll come back? Just say
Okay.
something.
Okay, beautiful. You could go get water. So I was super amazed when she said her beg. I've known Afsana for quite a while now, and of a truth, most of our students are typically Nigerians. You can look up our Instagram account, and you get to see some of their testimonials. So before she went out to get water, she was talking about some of the bridges we're going to have during this particular process for those who are looking at pursuing an MRS in DMU for April intake, and that bridge is definitely the holiday that is coming within the December period. You're back, Afsana. So, yeah, so I want you to tell us how you believe this holiday is going to, you know,
Work out with your
yeah,
students.
yes, it's going to give us it's going to affect us during this process. Yeah.
Huge, huge. I'm not going to say a problem. It's a nice problem, but maybe it's not. So
Yeah.
basically, I'm just going to Google right now when the universities start. So can you see, my friends? You need to contact Emmanuel or myself because we need to start the process because the process begins with finding a supervisor, giving them a cold email, seeing if they like you. Then they'll ask you to see your research proposal. We've given the link in the comments, by the way. Can you see all that takes time? Now, remember, right at the beginning, I said academics, they're teaching right now. They're too busy teaching. Okay, because I'm a teacher, I know once you're in the teaching mode, you don't see your inbox as much. Some do, some don't. So, can you see? And we want you to resolve this before Feb. Feb is too late. So it's really November. This month, so the whole of November, we've only got time for the April intake because we have no time. So in that time, please, I beg you need to contact Emmanuel and talk to him that look, I want to do a PhD for April. I want to start now. That's how we're doing this webinar. So what was your question? I forgot what your question was.
Yeah, Afsana, you have to forgive me. Since we started this webinar, I've been
Yeah.
emphasizing on MRS. So
Yeah.
we are actually doing both PhD. We're also doing MRS as well, right? It's MRS and
Yes.
PhD,
Okay.
right?
I beg your pardon. I need to clarify that. That's a good point. The
Yes,
thumbnail says
forgive
PhD,
me.
but we need to include MRES because that is also De Montfort University
Yeah.
provide that. But the next intake, my friend, is October 2026. They only
Okay.
do MRes once a year, Master of Research. Okay.
Okay,
So De
guys,
Montfort is
you
just
all have
October.
to forgive me. So I've made use of the word MRS during the course of this webinar. Please forgive me. So the emphasis for this webinar is for those who are looking at pursuing a PhD at DMU come April 2026. Okay, so this is for PhD, not MRS. Afsana, you also have to forgive me. Yeah.
No, 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 don't say that. It's fine. Yeah, it's okay. We're good. Right, I've just found out what it is. I've just copy and pasted teaching and assessment for De Montfort University so you guys know. So let me put it in the chat for you as well. Okay. Right. So at De Montfort University, this is just to give you an idea, we've only got 6 weeks, really, because they started teaching 29th of September and they finished teaching and assessment 12th of December. Okay. So can you see? Should I tell you when they come back from their holidays? Maybe that might help.
When would that be?
Yeah. Okay. So they all come back 5th of January. So that's a lot of weeks. Isn't that like 3 weeks between 12th of January and 5th of, let me see, 20, let me see, hold on, have I done that right? 12th of December, that's when they're on holiday. Can you see we're doing this live? Right, 12th of December they finish. So you've got 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 3 weeks holiday, Emmanuel.
Wow.
3 weeks holiday.
That,
Okay.
that's a lot of time. That's a
That's
lot
a
of
lot of
time.
time for them. So we have to get you sorted with a supervisor approved before 12th of December, preferably. For example, let me give you a quick story, Emmanuel. I had a student, she started contacting about 5 supervisors before, no, middle of October, and only now they're responding because they've been very busy. Some are saying, I'm sorry, I'm at full capacity, align with me, and others haven't responded. So, and that was 2 weeks ago, and that's during teaching time. So, can you see, ladies and gentlemen, we are asking you very politely that you need to contact us like now for April. Okay,
That's true. That's
right.
true.
So I've
So,
given you the dates that helped me.
yeah. So, what are some of the reasons you think students should consider DMU for their PhD study, aside from the fact that it's in a region where the cost of living is quite low. What other
Yep.
reasons do you want to share? Most especially
Other
considering the fact
reasons.
that you're also close to Leicester over there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just going to say that the variety of subjects is absolutely huge. Minus medicine, veterinary science, and dentistry, they basically have every subject under the sun. Okay, just to give you an idea, a visual representation, I'm just going to download a thumbnail which I've prepared. Let me see. So, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to share my screen. Is that
Please do.
okay?
Yeah, sure.
So that you know, so that you've got a visual representation. So here we go. So these are the faculties. Let's see if you like it. Here we go. Entire screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah,
very
you
clear.
can see my screen. Okay.
Yes.
So can you see my friends? Please excuse me. It's not just masters. You can do a bachelor's 2-1 to get a PhD admission or a master's to get a PhD admission. So these are the faculties. I'm going to move this out of the way that you can you can do research on. So it could be health and life sciences, which includes nursing, which includes biomedical sciences, biotechnology, a lot of subjects in there. We've got another faculty, computing, engineering, and media. So their faculty is open for doctorate research. We've got business and law. Under law, we've got a very famous law school where they do LLB, LLM, and also law, PhD for law and business, of course. And also, right at the top, we've got art, design, and humanities. I've got students who are doing research on SEND, for example, so special educational needs. That'd be under humanities. And you've got arts and design. I don't have any students for those two, but I do have for humanities. So these are the subjects, Emmanuel. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
But
for
the
the
other,
insight.
no problem. So, but the whole point is another reason. Let me move that now.
Tuition
Sorry,
range.
I just removed you. Sorry about that. Right. Another reason. Sorry about that. Another reason why students should come is their fees are pretty reasonable in comparison to other universities. Do you remember, or shall I tell them?
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. So
I'm actually
again, I'm
enjoying.
reminding some.
I'm actually enjoying when you discuss. When you're the one doing the discussion, I just
That's
want
not
to
fair.
just
I'm doing all the hard work. That's not fair,
My
Emmanuel.
apologies. I do the discussion as well sometimes. So why
Because
not? Let me
he's
hear
still
you.
talking all the time.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
nice thing. Okay, that's okay. We're good to go. Right. So basically, the fees is £15,500 per year. Per year. The initial deposit is 50% before CAS. Let me write this down. Initial deposit is 50% before CAS. And then the remaining fee, I'm just waiting for my internet to come through. The remaining fee you pay in 2 installments after enrollment. That's how it works. Okay, so it's £15,500. Massive, massive favor, my friends, and also for Emmanuel as well. If you are already in the UK, so for example, Emmanuel, we're talking about a student who's in the UK at the moment, we're both dealing with. If you've been in the country for 2 years, for some time, you don't need to show living cost because you're already residing in the UK. We would love to hear from you as well. Okay, so a student candidate, which Emmanuel is dealing at the moment, we're both dealing together. She's in the UK, so for her visa application, she doesn't need to show living cost because she's already in the UK for more than a year. So that's for those. So if you're in the UK, your visa about to expire, you don't want to do a second master's, you've already done one, you need to carry on, and you can't find a tier sponsored job, then if you are inclined, if your brain wants you to go into research, then PhD could be your pathway. But don't think of it as a way of extending a visa. It is actually a way of a career change into research. 3 years is not a joke. It's a long, long time. Okay. So, that's something to think about. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I think the tuition is quite fair. I don't know if you don't see it that way. It's quite fair compared to some of the other schools we have in the UK. 15,500. and they also allow you to pay a deposit and also pay 2 installments upon
After enrollment.
after you've secured the admission or you've got into the school. I think it's quite awesome. So 15,500 is within 29 to 30 million naira, which I believe is quite affordable. And this is paid per year. So you're going to be paying this within the period of 3 years. And I think it's fantastic. And another thing is there are no extra charges, right?
Not that I know
In
of.
terms of
There
tuition.
could be, but that's okay. You've got a good point there. There is such thing as a bench fee. So, for
Oh,
example, if you're doing a science-related subject or an engineering-related subject, there could be equipment fee included as well. But during your interview with your supervisor, if you do really, really well, they might have pots of
a
money where they
waiver.
could waive it.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So I've got one student, Emmanuel. Her name is Hamimi, but her proper name is I know her name, but I call her Mimi for short. So she did so well in the interview, her supervisor just waived her bench fee. Okay, because she was good at the interview. So it could be for you. Other costs could be writing up fee. I haven't really come across that yet, but on the website it will say if there's any additional fee, which is later on in the year when you're at the writing stage. I'm not familiar. I need to find out myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so
Right. I
much.
think on the no problem. Last bit is visa and credibility. Do you have anything to say for that?
So, yes. I will just share my thoughts on what exactly are the requirements for securing a visa for those who are coming in from Nigeria or West Africa or other regions, and also for those who are already in the UK and they are looking at securing a PhD after they have completed their masters in the UK. So for visa, most importantly, if you're coming in from Nigeria, you need your CAS, okay? You need your CAS later, which is going to be issued to you by the school when you've successfully fulfilled your offer arrangement. So there's what we call offer letter. These offer letters are usually offered to prospective students, but there are conditions you must meet. So they are called conditional offer letters, such as these conditions over around number one, it could be your tuition deposit that you have to pay, maybe a document you didn't submit during the application process. Once you're able to meet the conditions of this offer, you get a CAS. So with the CAS, you can now apply for your visa in addition with other documents such as your medical test certifications. You need to also pay the visa application fee. And what else am I missing? I think that's basically all they need for visa application if you're coming in from
I
Nigeria.
think so. I
Yeah, and
think so.
the process takes within 3 to 4 weeks max. 3 weeks to 4 weeks max. You submit at VSF Global, either in Lagos or in Abuja, and you get a decision for your visa whether or not you are issued a visa. And another thing is for a PhD program, which is typically 3 to 4 years, it means you're going to be issued a visa within that time frame. So you have the opportunity to, school and work in the United Kingdom for up to 3 to 4 years. Okay, and I think that is pretty much everything about the visa application process, except you want to add something I must have probably skipped.
Yeah, no. You've pretty much said everything. So once you've got the CAS, we would highly recommend that you submit your visa application as soon as possible. Emmanuel is there on the ground. He's actually there to help you with the visa process because he's done it so many times. So he's there to help you with regards to the visa application process. But like we both say, it's best to do it sooner rather than later. At the end of the day, neither of us would like you to go for priority service where you pay even more for a quicker decision rate. Okay, so
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I forgot to mention something which is
Yeah,
very,
go on.
very, very, very important if you are applying for your visa. So you need to also show a proof of funds. You need to also show that you are able to take care of yourself when you secure this admission and when you eventually get to the UK. And the proof of funds for studying in the UK basically should be a statement of account that is at least 28 to 30 days. That is to say, a statement of account that is at least 1 month old. Okay, so to prove this, you need to send a copy of your bank statement you should have at least in naira, say 30 to 35 million naira for proof of funds if you're coming in from Nigeria. Okay, I wouldn't know what that is for in pounds, but most definitely I think I'll look it up later, and I can also share with those who might want to reach out to me privately. So you need to also get your proof of funds with your bank statement as part of the documents you use to apply for the visa. Very importantly, sorry, I almost it almost skipped my mind. Thank you, Afsana.
No problem. I think that kind of concludes our talk today about PhD. We have talked to you about why to choose De Montfort University. We both have personal experience of De Montfort University. I'm a double alumni for De Montfort University, and I'm based in the same city as the university. You are wrong, asking the wrong person. I'm very biased. So if you ask me why De Montfort University, I've got 10 million reasons.
Yeah.
We've gone through the entry requirements. So it could be a 2-1 bachelor's or a master's. Application time, we can't stress this enough. The sooner the better for April. With regards to fees, initial deposit and payment plans, just rewind back. We will add chapters. I think you call them timestamps to YouTube, so you can see for yourself. With regards to visa and credibility, as you can see, Emmanuel is there. So if you are from Nigeria, for example, whether you're in Abuja or Kaduna, he is your guide, so he can guide you through the visa application process. Right. Any other last words of pearls of wisdom before we go?
Okay. So, what would I tell you guys now? So the thing is, I tell a lot of people when they reach out to me, they say, "Hello, Mr. Emmanuel, I want to travel and study abroad. Where do you prescribe for me?" So most times it's difficult for myself to prescribe for you where exactly to go for your study abroad. However, the only thing we can do is to open up this book for you. What I mean by opening up this book is to give you insight into some of the study routes that are available, most especially within the UK. Okay, and it's also very important that you go back and do your own research. Okay, do your own research. Look at factors that are quite, personal, or yeah, they're quite personal to you in sense of can you afford these tuition fees? Is it a place you want to stay? What are your plans post graduation? And all these other things, you need to look at them before you come up to a conclusion. For us, we'll always give you the clarity you need and hold you by the hand and ensure that you are able to, get, that admission or get, to that your desired school. But like I said, you need to also do your own research and be sure if this is exactly what you want to do. So I'll just put that out. A lot of people feel, we can just say, oh, go for this or go for that. No, we are consultants. We also want to hear from you. We want to understand, some of the specific reasons why you are making that decisions and guide you towards the right way to go about them. But be the sole, we cannot be the sole reason of the person who's going to make you make that sole decision per se. We can just have a conversation, and at the end of the day, you make those choices. Thank you, Afsana. I don't want to say too much about this, but I'm sure that the message is out there. Thanks for having me today. It was quite insightful. I'm really grateful.
Likewise, no, thank you for being here. He said everything that I wanted to say. He took all the words out of my mouth, so there's nothing really much to say. Just to say one thing, really, to conclude, is take that first step. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance, because once you take that first step, that will change everything. Until next time, my friends, take care. Look after
Hi,
yourself.
Afsana.
Bye,
Yeah,
Emmanuel.
take
Take
care. Bye
care.
bye. Yeah.
Bye bye.